Well, back to cutting beans today. Like to get 3 fields knocked out if at all possible. Elevator's open till 6 tonight, so got a fair shot at it as long as nothing goes wrong. I did have an incident bringing this over to the house last night though. The variable speed belt shredded. I got about half mile away from the barn and I heard it start to tick, and got about a quarter mile away from the house and wham. And I don't know, well, the older guys that have run a variable speed combine probably know, but for those of you that have never run a gear drive variable speed combine, when that belt flies apart, you swear to God the whole underside of the machine got ripped off. It is the loudest. There's just shit flying everywhere, shrapnel. And then all forward movement just stops, just like that. But the belt that was on it was only 3 years old. The first one we put on there, that one lasted 7 years, and it shredded on the way home from field one night. And the one that we had on there that just broke, I don't think that one was ever right to begin with. I think they sold me a bad belt because it had a wide spot in it and it had a weird squeak to it. You could hear it every time it went through the variable, or went through the pulleys, it'd squawk. So I think that belt was probably junk from the beginning, and it just took it this long for it to finally fall apart. It would have a weird vibration when you were up at full speed. It was loud. This one's quiet as a church mouse, doesn't squawk, there's no vibration, no nothing. So I think that belt was actually junk from new. I did not get the chopper fixed, but it's hanging in there, so just have to keep an eye on it. I was gonna do it this morning, but that variable speed belt took about an hour, and I really need to get started cutting. And then now she's got a temporary straight pipe till I get a muffler. Straight piping a gas combine is a stupid idea because you lose your spark arrestor, and that's a good way to catch a field on fire. But that being said, it's still safer to have a straight pipe on there than it is to have this thing blowing hot exhaust all over the side of the machine. I finally found the place where we bought the muffler that we put on this, because it was burnt out when we bought it. We put a new muffler on it, and that one made it 10 years. Which these combines are known for eating mufflers. The 25, 35, 45, they eat mufflers because they run, the exhaust runs so hot. But there's a place called trying to print it, Thermore Manufacturing. I don't think it's spelled funny, but I'm pretty sure it's Thermore Manufacturing down in Missouri. Makes the mufflers for these still, but took me a while to remember where we got it because AGCO does not carry them anymore. Then I found the book that we got with the muffler, or the company catalog we got when we bought the muffler for this. I finally found it at my house last night. So Monday I'm gonna call and order a muffler for it, but until that point, she's a straight pipe machine. So anyway, guess that's enough explaining what's going on. We better get at it because we got a lot of beans to cut today.
These are the wipe-off beans. I'm really kind of curious to see
shit. There's gonna be a lot of beans out here. There's some green ones on top because this spot right here is probably gonna be a little wet, but blend them off with the dry ones from the center will be good. That's also why it's a little trashy, but anyway, get this opened up. Probably gonna have a hopper by that point, and I'm gonna have to go get the truck, so we'll catch you guys in a little bit. I said these were good beans. I wasn't lying. I filled the hopper, couldn't even make 4 full rounds. Which is saying something because the beans right over here are kind of average. But I am getting some splits. I'm gonna have to back my concave off a 16th and see if that helps. They're threshing really nice. See if that helps me any. If you don't need to run a concave tie, it ain't no reason to. They're threshing really damn clean, I tell you what. But here comes Dad with the cart right now. Good thing, because I think out here we're gonna need it. Holy shit, these are good beans. I'd like to see 60. If I make 60 bushel beans, those will be the best beans I've ever grown, hands down, and I think we'll be doing pretty good. made 60 bushel. I think we're north of 50, but there's 9 acres here between the two parts, and that means I needed 540 bushel to get 60, and Dad's has probably got about 315, 320 on it, and I bet mine's got about 190-ish. So I don't think we quite made it, but this hill right, well, from about the crest of that hill to the crest of this hill and back, this field didn't do that great. If the whole damn thing would have done as good as that part, we'd have been walking in tall cotton. But anyway, I need to have Dad get video of me running from the outside with that thing, because I really want to hear how loud it is. It sounds good from the cab, but if it sounds good from the cab, it's got to sound good on the outside. But quick story time. So this will be me and the 0525's 10th year together. And the very first thing we did was cut that 4 acres there. At the time it was just that 4 acres, and there was a fence line where that waterway is. Granddad didn't own this 10 yet, of which there's only 5 tillable, and then the back 5 is woods. But so ran that 4 acres. It took me 2 afternoons. I can't remember if if we did it on a weekend or if I was doing it after school, but it took me and Dad 2 afternoons to get it done. Had to run in first gear because the cylinder bars in it when I first got it were so wore out that if you ran any faster than that, you'd slug it. Hauled everything in with my 66 and our 6x12 barge wagon. If I remember right, I got like 250, 260 bushel off of it, something like that. Whatever, at 45 bushel an acre sticks in my mind as being right, so maybe it was a little more than that, but either way it was like right around a little over 200 bushel, something like that. And made like, I think I got $2,100 or $2,200 off of it, and I hauled everything to a farm out north of town that I was working at the time, and he bought it off of me. Fast forward 10 years, I just cut that whole 4 acres in 1 hour and 15 minutes because I timed it because I wanted to know. Put a lot of elbow grease into the old girl over the years, but I can honestly say that if she blew up right now, she wouldn't owe me a single solitary dime. I've asked a lot out of that combine since I've owned it, and she just keeps right on chugging along. And honestly, to the point now where I'm finally getting it dialed in and I got the head working good, and I got the machine to the point where she's almost cherry again. I'm gonna stop using it for beans as the main machine because I got that flex head now. Not saying I won't ever get it, I won't ever have it in beans again, because it might run it in a 7300 both, you never know. But yeah, 10 years together makes quite a difference. Went from, that was actually the first piece of farm equipment I ever bought for myself, was that combine right there. 16 years old. Went from a combine and a tractor and a barge wagon to a combine, a grain cart, a tractor, 2 trucks. We're really progressing along. But anyway, now it's time to go down to Indiana and play mountain goat. Well, here we are at the last field I'm probably going to get to run today, because it'll probably be dark by the time I get done here. And I pull in, and the first thing I notice, how in the holy hell does this get here? That'd look good going through a combine. You'd think somebody would have noticed that. Well, anyway, nothing to it but to do it. just fine. And then all of a sudden the whole world was at a real funny angle. Don't know what the hell caused that, but that's a problem. Well, luckily, oh, that didn't hear me. Luckily, we still had a 16 feet. One of the old 16.926s mounted up on a rim that originally came on this. Actually, it was off of this side, so the tire's backward. It looks stupid as hell. We got an 18.4 over here and a 16.9 over here. But if it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid. I guess Monday I'm making a phone call to order somebody some new shoes. Don't know what the hell it was. We looked all over, couldn't find any puncture holes, so don't know if I ran something over or if the board broke and punched the tube or what. I had a video changing it, but the camera battery's getting kind of low. I don't have a spare, so luckily the wind stayed up, so still get this 6 acres knocked out yet tonight. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Take my day, I ripped a fucking fingernail, half inch here this morning, tore a hole in my jeans, getting that spare tire out of the barn. Just ain't my day. But that being said, I kind of knew those tires were coming to the end of their life because the sidewalls were getting a little rough. So, I guess it would have been nice if they'd made it through the season, but buy them now or buy them later, you still got to buy them either way, so. Ah well, welcome to farming. Maybe I get Titan to sponsor me and put some of those LSW 1400s on this thing. Really make her float. Wouldn't have enough horsepower to turn them, but she looks pretty mean. And with that, we are down to 15 acres of beans left between two fields. Sucks that I gotta go out and buy a set of tires, but you don't have that. But anyway, everything's safe back at the barn. Dad's truck's loaded. And that's 3 fields knocked out today, so I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch y'all on the next one.